Vikings lose. Gophers' biggest scandal practically in school history, at least for the football program.
Yep.
Let's see, what else? Sid falls, breaks his hip.
Yep, you decided to dress like somebody out of a movie from the 1960s.
You know what? I'd go for the 60s.
Yeah, I would too.
Men were dashing back then.
I would have come back with, why are you dressed like you're going to ride on a boat? And why do you have 4 life jackets on? How many life jackets it takes to piece that together?
If it were orange, I'd say, thanks for coming here, Marty McFly. But
yeah, no, I don't know. I like this look. This is my new thing. Like, over, expensive shirts and vests and stuff I can't afford, and this garbagey hat that probably smells like Woodstock.
Yum. But it's sad that the highlight of our week is your wardrobe. For us to smile, it takes your choice of wardrobe there.
Yeah, I would say somebody would want that wardrobe back, but the rummage sale was burned alive when they saw that thing.
Stop. I'm going to wear this just to make you happy.
Yeah.
Let's start the show.
I don't know if that'll work, but we'll try.
I'm trying. I'm Matt Montgomery. My close personal friends like you call me Monty, and you're Paul MeatSauce Lambert, but you know
What's
yourself.
up?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Oh, we got the Vikings logo back there.
I like that. Fancy.
It took us 22 weeks to get that there, and we're
That's
eliminated
how long
from
we've
the
been
playoffs.
on?
Yeah, 22 weeks. Episode 22 right here in my legal notepad.
Oh. Your business papers?
This is.
What do you do for a living?
Yeah.
Classic Big Lebowski. I'm unemployed.
Oh.
Haven't you seen that movie?
I've seen that movie many
when he
times, but
says,
I don't know the quotes.
what's in your briefcase? My papers, business papers. What do you do? I'm unemployed. Genius.
So you know what? We should just talk about that tonight and screw the rest of this.
The rest of it's hideous.
What do you want to talk about first with the Vikings loss? I mean, what was you obviously? I think this is the hardest game to talk about this season because it was a systematic failure. Kai Forbath got Player of the Week because he hits 2 field goals.
Yeah,
that's what level we're at right now.
We talked about it all week. Ben Lieber we had on in the Power Trip, and he basically said that this was an absolute steal, that there was no way they'd lose this game. Robert Mathis last week is calling out his teammates about, there's no heart in this team. People have quit. People have packed it up. So you figure, they'll get off the plane Saturday. It's, frigidly cold, and they'll go, what are we doing here? And they'll want to get back on that plane or back into that 5-star hotel they stay in, and that was it. It looked like the exact – I have not seen, other than the 41 donut loss, a more embarrassing loss. There was at one point where I think the Colts had 11 first downs to the Vikings 1. At one point they had the ball for like 26 minutes to the Vikings like 5.
Time of possession, yeah.
Adrian Peterson fumbles that ball, and they go all the way down the field on like an 87-yard drive. This was maybe one of the worst performances I've ever seen a Minnesota Vikings team have, and it was god-awful. From the top to bottom, it was a must-win game to stay in the race. They'll be eliminated as soon as Dallas, continues killing Tampa. That'll be over with.
That'll help us, actually.
That'll be, sure.
It goes
sure.
the other way.
Yeah.
Steve, as long as you can, let's throw that graphic up there. Technically, they're alive while this show is airing. Tampa Bay and Washington. Tampa Bay's got Monday night game, or Washington's got Monday night. Tampa in action the Sunday night game. Tampa Bay needs to lose their last 3. Washington needs to lose 2 out of 3. We have to win out.
There's no way that'll happen.
That is not going to happen.
No,
you'd say mathematically there's a chance.
It's about a 1% chance. So you look at it.
Pretty much done.
You look at it and you go, well, now what? And I said it
Rebuild.
Yeah, basically, I said it on Vikings Overtime. There's a handful, 5-6 guys on this team that deserve to be on this roster. The rest of them, wide open. Andrew Sendejo doesn't belong on an NFL team. 5 out of, maybe, Alex Boone barely belongs on this team. He was awful today. TJ Clemmings may not be on an NFL team next year, so you got to revamp that entire offensive line. You got to find a running back because you're not going to pay a guy $18 million to fumble it like Adrian Peterson did. And the defensive line, Danielle Hunter, Linval, B-Rob will probably move on or retire. He's a great football player. He deserves to be on this team. That's about it.
Yeah.
Something's up with Anthony Barr. Mackenzie Alexander's a liability. Trey Waynes is a liability. Anthony Harris is a liability.
He was today.
They're just all liabilities back there. So what do? You got to rebuild. You don't have a first-round pick. That sucks. But you can
trade up. You can get into the first round.
But with what though? Because you've traded away a first round. Maybe we'll see though.
Then you trade the players.
We'll see. But you got to do something. You got to rebuild this team, and it's got to start with the offensive line. people on Twitter and everybody today that we talked to on the phones and stuff said that the Sam Bradford trade was terrible. Are you kidding? They'd be 2-14 with Sean Hill or any of those other names that we mentioned early on. Sanchez, any of those idiots. The Sam Bradford's a good quarterback. He is. I think he's a good quarterback.
I'm with you. I think that Bradford has had a really good season, and a lot of this is not his fault. Today was his first interception at a home game the entire season. Right before halftime, where he just threw that one.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That was his first interception of the season at home.
Yeah, no, he's
had a fine year.
Yeah, he's been fine, and he just runs for his life, and you know, it was as you said, a total system failure from beginning to end.
What do you think is a bigger play here? That Adrian comes back this week, or that Harrison Smith was out?
Adrian Peterson sucks. He does. He sucks. The one thing
I love your catchphrase.
Well,
he sucks.
He does. And the thing is,
Mitch Leidner, he sucks.
I totally understand the way that this season went and all this past. Do people forget that he's a child abuser?
Yeah,
It's true though, and he got a standing ovation. I'm just saying it's true. What are we going to run from it? It's true.
We're not going to run from it. And if you want to get real serious, you can put it there. We've had enough. We're going to rip the Gophers. Pretty much the whole second segment of the show, you and I are just going to rip them. Which is good. They deserve it. But so right now, let's keep ripping Vikings. I guess.
Well, the Adrian Peterson, I don't get it. Right. He is. I mean, it is what it's not. But he's going.
He wanted to go back there.
But he said after the game how he might not play against Chicago. He doesn't know yet. Are you kidding me? This team stood behind you in that, and this is how you're going to come out. And then he said, "Well, I don't know if I'm going to play today." The only reason he played today is because it was a home game, and then you know that they'd announce him. He's a liability.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
You don't think they did Asiata out, so they try to bring him back? So maybe there could be a spark.
He wasn't going to come.
Am I being too optimistic?
Remember how he said unless they're in the playoff race,
right?
Which
technically we were.
Well, then he watched an Indianapolis defense give up a ton of points a ton of rushing yards, whoever they played last week. Of course, he's going to come back. Yeah, then he fumbles the ball, and then we don't see him again. He's too overpaid, and they've done everything they can. Everything they can. And people just forget that he's not the best guy.
Yeah.
You can pretend he's the best guy if that helps you, because he plays sports.
If you got his jersey hanging in your closet.
He's not a good guy. But he got a standing ovation. A standing ovation.
All right.
It's true.
Well, remember, they're not Boy Scouts. I'm not excusing what he did. It was absolutely horrible. But that's in the past.
Awful.
That was in the past.
It doesn't matter. That's a horrible, horrible excuse.
It's not an excuse. It's just saying that.
Sure, but
let's put that behind us and move on. His performance.
His performance is bad. From a football standpoint, you can't pay him $18 million. He has 73 total yards on the season. You can't have that. Get him out.
I know it's just one play, and in today's game, it probably looking back, it might have been what started to tip the scales. Linval Joseph, being a ginormous human being, trying to jump over.
What is he doing?
Center. I think that is possibly the dumbest football play I've ever seen. If you want to put somebody that's athletic and that's a jumper and tries to time
New England did it like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
That was pathetic.
Yeah,
it'd be like you trying to go and stand over a hurdle and just jump, and then you hit the hurdle and fall over.
I can't jump over a candy bar, but I don't know why.
You jump over a candy bar to get to a candy bar.
Of course I would, but I don't know why that. And that was the beginning of the end. Then they stopped them, and it would have been 6-0.
Right.
10-0 as opposed to 6-0 is a totally different ball game.
It tipped the scales to where we were making really stupid decisions.
Yes, correct.
Because of just one play.
Yeah.
Speaking of stupid decisions, let's take our first break. Gophers. We are going to rip them, and I think they deserve it. Right?
Correct. Of course. We'll rip everybody.
Take our time out. We're going to be right back. Welcome back. I said earlier today on Twitter, Sid Hartman.
Yeah.
We're going to spend some time thinking about him, wishing him well, a speedy recovery. He used to stand pretty much exactly where we are in the CW studio doing the sports show. 96 years old, fell, broke his hip, had surgery. Column isn't going to be in the Star Tribune starting tomorrow morning. It's sad. We wish him the best. 96, broken hip is very serious. We wish him the absolute best. Thoughts and prayers.
Yep.
And
he's a Minneapolis. I mean, he's just a sports icon.
He's nationally known. Kevin Harlan in today's broadcast brought him up.
I bet he'll be talked about tomorrow on PTI and
everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere.
You hope the best for him. Yeah.
Sid is probably not watching this show.
No.
But We're thinking about you.
Yeah.
Praying for you. We hope that you're back in the strib as soon as possible. All right. We're going to do some positive news now.
Okay.
VB MVP, Sarah Wilhite.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Golden Gophers. Final
Yeah.
four. Yes, they lost to Stanford.
Yeah.
Stanford went on to win the national championship.
You-
If you're going to
you
lose,
wanna lose. Yep.
You lose to the champ.
Yep.
Sarah Wilhite, Player of the Year. First
Yeah.
nationally. She was Big Ten Player of the Year. She's National Player of the Year. First time a Gopher has ever earned that honor. Absolutely congratulations. I think positivity deserves praise before we get negative with the football team. So congratulations to Sarah Wilhite.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
No, I did not. But
See,
congratulations to her. But
You're happy for her.
I am. I'm extremely happy for her, and it's another reason to be mad at the Gopher football team.
Right.
Because it overshadowed all of this.
Absolutely.
That's a huge achievement for her and her team. They should be incredibly proud of what they accomplished this
A
season.
local athlete from Eden
Correct.
Prairie,
Yeah.
stayed here,
Yeah.
led the team to the Final Four, completely overshadowed by the football scandal. So now let's dive into that head first. I want to know your thoughts. Who are you most mad at? And we've got plenty of people to target. Could it be the players? Could it be President Kaler? Could it be Athletic Director Coyle, Tracey Cleays? Who would be your punching bag that you just want to unload on right now?
It could be all of them.
It can be all of them.
I think it's
it can,
all of
It can
them.
even be alumni like Tyrone Carter or Antoine Winfield, former Viking, whose son was a player there, threatening the president.
Yeah, but if
the athletic
maybe
director.
you get misinformation from your son. When this thing first happened, and you were like, "Wait, what?" Like everybody cleared them, and then they were talking about the EOAA, and you're like, "What?" I mean, none of us are really familiar with that. And then all of a sudden, you're going. This report comes out, and you're going, "What?
Yeah, Friday
What
when the
is
report
this?
came out.
What is this?" So then you look at it and you go. All this stuff that Tracey Cleays tweets that I'm proud of these
Never
guys,
more proud.
whatever this,
that they're trying to make the world a better place.
And then you have Drew Wolodarski and his teammates come out and do that whole thing. And I said this on the radio. It's like my dad's told me this multiple times, and I'm
About
sure
you,
you'll
or-
tell. No,
Sorry.
I've never. No.
Sorry, I thought you were going a different way.
No. But my dad has told me this, and everybody's told me this, and I'm sure everybody out there watching this will tell their children this at some point. It's the company you keep. That's one of the main things in life that people forget. When these three came out and stood up for their teammates and said that we're behind them and all that, you have to be 100% sure, not 99, 100% sure that nothing is going on. Then this report comes out and they all look stupid.
Absolutely.
The 10 guys that are involved look dumb. The guys that have come out and stood up for these guys look stupid. So
Tracey Cleays also.
Tracey Cleays, I think, and this isn't any source I have, I think he'll be fired. I don't know how they can recover from this. And in the big picture of all this, you feel horrific for that. No one should have to go through life going through that experience or worried about something like that. The Gopher football team should be ashamed how they cover this. They shouldn't. We end our boycott.
Yeah, they're going
They
to the
shouldn't be
Holiday Bowl.
allowed to play in this bowl game.
Completely agree.
None.
I think President
zero.
Kaler, when Drew Wolodarski basically said that really entitled comment of saying, what are they going to do, cut 120 guys?
Yeah.
Here's what they should have done.
Yeah.
No D1 school has ever done this. They should have done a self-imposed penalty and say, we're cutting all scholarships, graduating seniors, best of luck, you're gone. 10 kids that are going to be expelled or on probation because of the sexual scandal, you're dealt with. Whatever you have left, go ahead and come back in the spring. We'll have tryouts. We'll redole out the scholarships. We'll still keep recruiting. Cleays, you're gone. We're going to rebuild this program, as Coach Kill said, brick by brick, because we're not going to put up with this scandal. We are not going to allow you to treat. This is about the safety of a student on the campus, the entire university, that is so much bigger than any football team.
Yeah.
The message that they are sending is to every person involved with the university.
Yeah.
And the fact, the reason that these boys wanted to boycott, and that other people like Tyrone Carter were saying about the due process, and that Kaler and Coyle should be fired, that is ridiculous. To throw threats out to the president of a university over this, and then the information comes out, the report, and you find out what these guys did, it is ridiculous.
Yeah, and there are a lot of things said Friday morning and Thursday morning when this came out in every form of media because everybody was confused of what was going on. And then you see this report, and I don't know how. The biggest problem that this faces and every school faces, and I've said this all along, and this 100% doesn't justify anything because I'm sickened by what these guys did. No one paid. No, 50,000 people don't show up to watch a kid take a science test.
I understand.
They show up.
I
This
get
sport
that. As a
makes so
business,
much.
I get
That's sad. That sucks. That this has. They should fire the head. They should fire everybody involved. They shouldn't. I mean, I think Jim Suhan wrote it. They're going on vacation.
Right. They
I'm going to San Diego next Sunday for vacation. They're going on a vacation.
Yeah.
And you're rewarding them. You shouldn't reward them.
I agree.
Santa Claus is bringing them all coal.
Was it Northern Illinois that they should have said, we are going to pass on this as a self-imposed, we're not going to the Holiday Bowl.
The national funding, whoever they are, should have said, we're good. We don't want you.
Yeah, we don't need
We don't want you. This whole story that's come out, and it's sickening if you can get through this report, and they shouldn't be involved in this. The Gopher football team is a disaster. They've been a disaster forever.
So with all this that we've said, they are a disaster, pretty much an embarrassment. I stand with Kaler and Coyle because I think the university is bigger than the football team, and students' safety and their well-being is the priority. Doesn't matter if you're a football player or not, you don't get to do those things.
Yeah.
Moving on, don't you think that the best way to, not sweep this under the rug, but to move on a positive note would be to fire Cleays? To basically try to clean house?
I think
say
they
we're
will.
Get a better image?
And Cleays, I think, said this morning or something, read a report that he said that basically he thought that his comments would get him fired.
Yeah.
And then, of course, everybody backtracks the second this hideous report comes out. Can he be responsible for 120 guys? No, he's not. He's not a babysitter.
No, but ask yourself this, please.
Sure.
Would Coach Mason, when he was coach, or Coach Kill, when this came out, would they have gone and had a meeting and say, boys, guess what? These 10 players are in big trouble. We're going to let the process play out with those 10 guys. Next man up, we're going to go to this bowl game, and goddamn, we're going to win.
Yeah.
We're going to make the school. They could have done that. Instead, they sat back and said, these guys are in trouble. We don't like the process.
Nobody
and then they started
talked
whining
to the press.
and boycotting.
Of course, yeah.
It was stupid.
Because they're millennials.
It was mishandled.
They're spoiled brats.
Yeah.
They're spoiled brats. And if you want to really get wicked with it, they should all pay to go to college.
Yeah, drop scholarships.
Correct.
Strip them.
Yeah.
Done.
The National Funding Bowl should say, we don't want you anymore.
Well, you're going to be in San Diego. All right.
Yeah. Dranks it.
Get that beverage ready. We're going to do some drinking. Gophers, we've had enough. We're moving on from you. We won't talk about you again because we're not having a show next week. You're done. Thank goodness.
Jeez.
Yeah. Heated that we've gotten on this show so far.
Yeah, and I don't.
Gophers. Yeah. So
all of it.
Let's drink.
They put us in that position to say those things.
Cheers, friend.
Cheers,
Here we
big
go.
ears.
There.
That's what my cousin always says. I think he's an alcoholic, though.
Well, we can talk about that when they're off air.
Sure.
So last week we were talking about Christmas shows, movies, and a little bit of trivia. I had so much stuff. We're just going to continue with that. We got the fireplace is burnt. Oh, look at that. How did the fire stand still? That's amazing.
Your pleather coat may start on fire.
But this is corduroy. It's not pleather. It's very nice. I like your vest.
Thanks.
So It's a Wonderful Life. Last week you said it's a horrible movie,
Hideous.
which I couldn't disagree with you more. Jimmy Stewart was George Bailey, one of the most iconic roles of all time. Who was the actor that was originally written for that they were going to try to cast?
In It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah.
Jackie Gleason?
No, but at least you're in the same era.
Humphrey Bogart?
No, close. Cary Grant.
No, I have no idea.
You know who Cary Grant is?
Yeah. Okay.
North by Northwest.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Oh, he was a great actor, but I just can't see him as George. He wouldn't have been.
No. I know. I've only seen like 15 minutes of that movie.
Sure.
There's movies on the internet I've seen more of.
I'm not going to touch that.
Well, yeah, but that's the
Usually it only takes
blandest
5
way I
minutes
can say that. 5. Who watches
All right,
that
Christmas
stuff for
Story,
5 minutes?
your other
hideous
hateful
horrible
movie that.
Yeah, it'll be on a week from yesterday, and my dad and my brother will
it's
act
on.
like
They'll be surprised
of
again.
course. That movie's horrible.
Do you recognize the actor Darren McGavin?
Yeah.
He was the dad also in Billy Madison, which is probably one of your favorites.
Oh,
so he's
yeah.
the dad. Yeah. Oh, now you're
Okay,
connecting
yeah,
those
now it
dots.
makes sense,
Now you
yeah.
might like that movie.
No.
What actor was originally going to be cast as the dad?
Ernest Borgnine.
No. Sorry, there's no Ernest this week. Jack Nicholson.
Really?
Can you believe? Yeah, they wanted Jack Nicholson to be the dad, but then he was going to be too expensive.
Well, duh.
So they went and
he
got
probably
Darren
read
McGavin.
2 pages of the script and were like, "What is this? I'm out." This movie's
out.
trash.
All right.
That would have been kind of cool, though.
If it was Jack.
Yeah.
All right. Charlie Brown, 1965. Back then, commercial sponsorship and product placement was just kind of beginning. There was, it's not in it today. They actually pulled it. but there was a product or company that had a billboard sign that Linus skates into at the beginning. Could you name that company? I'll give you, it's like a giant company that still exists, soft drink.
Coke.
Yeah, it's Coke. Yeah. See, as soon as I didn't know how to give you clues.
That's, because Coke loves Christmas.
It was a Coca-Cola sign on the billboard thing that he skates into when they're having that opening scene, but a lot of DVDs have it cut, and it's just a generic sign. Yeah, Coca-Cola got pulled. So Charles Schultz, St. Paul.
Yeah.
He fought execs when they were producing this because executives thought the cartoon had to have something in it, and he said, I don't want this in it. What am I talking about?
Religion?
No, that did make it, but it's something specific. It's something that this show could use.
Stinky lines?
No, that's it's something that the editors would have to put in. It's something that that this show could use. A laugh track. See, laugh tracks in the 60s
I
started
think
to be
I heard that. I think I've heard that he wanted a laugh track, and he was like, or he didn't.
The
he was
execs wanted it.
Yeah,
and he said this show needs to be. Yeah, if it, I think it would be terrible. Too.
Don't some of the old Charlie Browns have a laugh track though?
Well, maybe, but this show didn't.
No, this show would. We should
not this
get
show.
A laugh track.
We should. It'd be fun.
But there's something funny. We haven't said anything funny today.
I've said
a lot of mean
funny
things.
You're not a mean person. You're very nice. Do you want to talk about Grinch?
Steve.
Do you want to talk about Frosty?
Frosty. I love Frosty.
Who voiced Frost? Or I'll tell you who voiced him. It was Jackie Vernon. Who was Jackie Vernon? Or what did he do?
Did you Google hardest questions of all time to answer?
Well, it's the holidays. I'm drinking with you. I'm not making you. Jackie Vernon was a stand-up comedian, but he was known to be very raunchy. And it kind of reminded me of like Bob Saget. Because
was he really?
Full House, well, for that time, I'm sure raunchy is different than nowadays. But Bob Saget was known for being rather racy, a lot of sexy jokes and stuff. Yeah, and then Full House, he's like doing the hug moments.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I don't know who Jackie Vernon is. Is that who his name is?
Yeah, Jackie Vernon.
I have no idea who that is.
Well, all right.
Any more like questions that Einstein even couldn't answer?
Einstein didn't have movies. Home Alone, Joe Pesci was Harry Lime, one of the Wet Bandits. Who was that originally written for also? Famous actor. He's been in a ton of stuff. Probably 70s all the way to now.
Really?
Yeah.
Not
gangster.
No.
More, who?
Was it really the guy that's in Meet the?
Yes.
Really?
Keep going. You're close. I'll give it Robert De Niro.
Yeah. Really?
Robert. Yeah.
It'd been cool if it had been Robert De Niro and
getting hit in the face with the paint bucket and all that. Yeah.
That would have been cool. Although Danny DeVito, or not Danny DeVito,
DeVito would have been great too.
If it had been Danny DeVito, they never would have had to worry about the paint cans because it would have gone right over his head. That's I didn't know that.
Robert De Niro.
Is that like on a DVD extra?
No, it's just Google it. I think it's some websites.
That would have been
I won't,
sweet.
Yeah. All right, time for us to wrap it up. Follow the show. We're going to be right back. We got our Twitter poll. We're going to reveal that here at the end.
And maybe say some nice things.
Look at the fire. All right, Twitter poll question from last week: best Christmas movie, and the winner by far,
Vacation, right?
Christmas Vacation.
Has to be.
It was the biggest winner. 68% of the votes. Christmas Story a long second, which the poop emoji that you chose to put up there.
Whoever put that up must be talking about the Christmas Story version that Dwight Hockey likes.
Poop jokes.
Wait, Porky's
we put that in the place of Home Alone. It was a joke, but the people probably got that.
Porky, does it have Christmas in it?
No, but remember, Porky's was the director from Christmas Story. So, our Twitter poll question for this week: will Tracey Cleays keep his job? We're getting a little bit more serious. Honestly, I'm going to vote no. I think he's fired after the Holiday Bowl, and we say that's it.
I'm going to say no as well.
All right, so go online, find us on Twitter, vote Tracey Cleays. We're off next week. We'll be back right around New Year's. See you later.
Bye.